It's not a nice podcast. All right. So anyway, Call Her Daddy. She goes on this thing. It's basically a show about, again, I'm keeping it clean for the kids, but it's not a nice show. She goes on this show and it's completely friendly territory. And she totally bombs. She totally, absolutely bombs. I mean, Kamala Harris, she can't go on Oprah and see any success. She can't go on this Call Her Daddy, which is like the #1 podcast besides Joe Rogan in America, and get any numbers, which is kind of concerning, don't you think? I mean, actually, I think it speaks volumes about what we're going to see in terms of November. All the polls right now, many of them showing neck and neck this situation. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't think so, because when I actually look at some of the data out there, things that are as simple as, really as simple as just ratings, I'm stunned. So let's get into the numbers. She went on this Call Me Daddy, Call Her Daddy, whatever show, all right? And the YouTube segment barely hit 100,000 in the first 16 hours. It had mostly negative reactions. I mean, guys, I'm pretty sure that this show right here will do more than that, all right? Help me do it. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we're getting like 300,000 sometimes live, and she's only getting 97,000 in the first 14 hours. I mean, I think that's pretty stunning. You think about Trump's videos, on the other hand, they get millions and millions and millions. Can we go back to the interview that he did? Remember with Tucker Carlson on Twitter? And like within the first evening, it had somewhere around 58 million. I mean, this is staggering that she's doing this badly. So someone putting out on Twitter here that as of, I guess it would have been last night, the segment had 4.9 thousand likes and 11,000 dislikes, meaning it had a 31% favorability rating. Not really good. I mean, hey, you're running for the presidency and you got a 31% favorability rating, girl. I think that might even be worse than Biden. Those are bad numbers. You couple that with the, few 100,000 she got on Oprah when she and Meryl Streep and a few others decided to go to town. And I'm like, this lady, she can't do it. Like, she's not commanding any kind of excitement whatsoever. The appearance on CBS News was a complete disaster. You know what? I give the reporter credit. He actually tried to ask some tough questions to which she couldn't answer, like any of them. And listen to her question. Let me see if I have this one here, because she was asked about her legitimacy. She was asked about her economic plans. Well, that was quite something. The economic plan. How are you gonna do this, Kamala? Well, I'm going to raise taxes. I'm going to make everybody pay their fair share. And the reporter was great. He's like, okay, for those of us that live in the real world, how are you going to do that? And he kept pushing her and pushing her. It was actually a real highlight. It was good to see that. Like, we need more people pushing this woman. She didn't get pushed on the Call Her Daddy show, trust me. In fact, if anything, this poor host is out there apologizing to her own listeners, saying, oh, I know a lot of you are upset that I did this interview, but I had to do it. I had to do it because I care about women and women's rights. And quote, this is from the LA Times. At the end of the day, I couldn't see a world in which one of the main conversations in this election is women, and I'm not part of it. I am so aware that I have a mixed audience when it comes to politics, so please hear me when I say my goal today is not to change your political affiliation. What I'm hoping is that you're able to listen to a conversation that isn't too different from the ones that we're having here every week. I gotta say, I hope they're getting paid for this, because this is what you call marketing. They are very deliberately putting her out there in friendly enough spaces where, for the most part, she seems to make a fool of herself. I'm thinking about how she turned herself into a Dorito commercial the other day. They're trying to do this in hopes that somehow she'll become relatable, that she'll become likable. This is what they tried with Barack Obama. Remember Barack Obama started going, what was the show with the two plants? Between two ferns or whatever it was. And it was like, oh, this is a new way to do media, right? We can just go to friendly territory, friendly fire, and all will be good. And we can help secure our shot at winning the election that way. Well, I'll tell you, guys, this is not a winning strategy for her, because the more people see her, the more they dislike her. So again, going on Call Her Daddy and getting just 100,000 views in the first 16 hours. Not a very good showing. And I'll tell you, those ratings, they speak volumes about what is going on overall. We'll get to some of the newest poly market numbers, the prediction market numbers in a moment. But the other place that they're sending her, Kamala Harris, made her debut on The View, or at least her most recent debut, as a presidential candidate on The View. And of course, The View is doing its part to sell her, totally sell her. I mean, my gosh, I'm a little struck by the introduction itself. The View bending over backwards to do whatever favors they can.
Alone. 28 days to go until election. So we are thrilled that joining us right now for her very first talk show appearance and live TV interview appearance since accepting the Democratic presidential nomination. Please welcome back the next president of the United States.
Do you think Whoopi forgot her name there just for a moment? Just for a moment? The stop, the pause, or was that just for drama? Maybe that's a dramatic thing. You know, she's an actress, comedian, etc. ABC News, owned by Disney. Disney really seems to want Kamala Harris to win. Ask yourself why. I mean, consider the ABC News debate. Now consider this. So she walks out to all the fanfare, all the excitement. Here we go. Here's Kamala Harris on View. Ladies and gentlemen, take a peek. And there she is walking out to the audience. Oh, they love her, they love her, they love her, they love her, they love her. Not. Look, you can do all these appearances that you want. I don't think it's going to change the fundamental facts, which include the reality of inflation, the reality of a border crisis, and the reality of a very, very difficult global situation. These are the facts that matter. And these are the things that concern people, understandably, right now. With that in mind, quick shout out to one of our great sponsors here on the Trish Regan Show, American Heart for Gold. Get up to $15,000 worth of free silver. When you buy your gold, qualifying offers from them, you can text Trish, T-R-I-S-H, my name, to learn more about this. 65532. Text Trish to 65532. Call them at 1-844-495-1115. Again, up to $15,000 for qualifying offers in free silver. You know I am a big believer in gold as one of the best ways to diversify your portfolio and guard against inflation and guard against the craziness. And I mean real craziness. Unbelievable craziness right now. She was asked, Kamala Harris was asked on The View. It was a perfect layup, a perfect opportunity to say, you know what, I love Joe Biden, but I might do a few things differently, just a few, because it's really important that we get inflation under control, this, that, and the other. But no, she doubled down on what's bad. And this is how I know there's no way without some kind of bizarre intervention that Kamala can win.